Hey scrappers, it's Vanessa here with another scrapbook process video, and today I am scrapping a Christmas photo, and I am sure with December just having finished, or this being the last day of December when I'm recording this video, that a lot of people are probably done scrapping December. I actually love scrapping Christmas in general. I do a December daily, and then I do regular 12 by 12 layouts as well. And so I love to scrap Christmas, and I probably am going to try to take the 25th of every month and actually scrap a Christmas layout. So if you do like scrapping Christmas, you can always check out my channel. I will have at least one, hopefully in this next year, coming up on the 25th of every month. If not, feel free to skip the 25th on my channel because it's generally probably going to be a Christmas layout. But I thought I wanted to get these photos, or these two layouts that I have. I have one that'll go up today and one that'll probably go up tomorrow. That'll be Christmas layouts, and then I will jump to non-Christmas layouts. But I did have these done, and so I'm trying to get the voiceovers done and up on my channel. So I'm not using sketches or anything like that for this layout today. I am just sort of playing with some papers that I had on my desk, and this is a collection from, I believe it's Kaiser Craft, and I don't know if it was last year or the year before's, but all of these papers are actually from that, or actually I shouldn't say that, that red stripe that I cut a strip off, that is from a paper pad. I can't remember which collection, but all the other papers are from that Kaiser Craft, and the florals that you see me placing around my layout right now are cut from one of the pattern papers in that collection as well. And so I am just playing with the design where I have these florals all around my photo on the right side, and then I have that strip of red pattern paper down on the left side, and then a cluster of florals. So I have a cluster there on the bottom left. And that's going to be the overall design of my page. It's really simple. And I was just playing and just putting a page together and thought I would film it. So there's, like I said, no sketch or anything that I'm following. I just was playing with the supplies that I had, and I did have this wood grain, and I love a good wood grain, so I knew that was going to be my background. However, when I have a wood grain, I typically like to add something to it, which is typically white splatters, and I will end up doing that here in a second. But one of the things that I have decided in this new year is that I really want to start to use my stamps. And I have a huge collection. I won't even lie. I have a huge collection of stamps, and I use them, but I don't use them near as often or as much as I should. And so I have decided that this year I am going to make an effort to actually stamp on every page, even if it's just sentiment stamps or, you know, a label or something like that. I am really going to try to make an effort this year to pull out my stamps and use them on every page. So we'll see how that goes. So far, so good. The pages that I've made so far, I have in fact done stamping on all of them. And so this one is no different. I've pulled out the new Rustic Wilderness Distress Oxide ink, and I have two different stamps here. One is from Honeybee, and they actually both might be from Honeybee, but they are these branches, and I don't know what kind of tree this is, but it's branches in either way. And so I'm just stamping those on my background, and I actually love how it looks. So I had one that was a bigger size branch, and then the other stamp had a smaller sized one, and I just love how that just added something to that wood grain background, and it really sets off the papers when I put them back in their clusters. And so I'm really loving this additional interest and sort of textural element without there actually being pattern paper or actual texture on the page, just the texture of the stamp that I used just adds to the background. Now here is where I am taking out some gold Heidi Swapp Color Shine and did some splatters with that just to add that little bit of sparkle. And then the other favorite thing that I love to do on a wood grain, and especially with these branches stamped in the background, is to add white splatters. And so I am in love with how this background looks. I actually just love the look of this paper just the way it is right now. And so once I have this done and everything dries, I really love how this page turns out in the end. It sort of has that snowy effect in the background, and it's really beautiful. So I set that off to the side to dry, and now I'm going to go ahead after my splatters have dried. Now I will say the Mr. Huey white splatters, yeah, that stuff never dries, or it takes forever. So some of my white splatters do get a bit smudged, but I'm not really concerned about it. I will say that it took like 2 days for those splatters to actually completely dry. But nonetheless, they are dry now, and it doesn't really bother me that some of them get messed up as I sort of build the rest of my page, because I was not going to wait 2 days to finish this page. So here you see I am just going to go back and put all those clusters back into place so that we can finish off this layout. Now I've added that red strip of pattern paper to the left side of the layout, and I wanted to finish off the edge with something. So I pulled out this metallic washi, and I'm just going to use that down the side so it kind of finishes off the edge of that pattern paper. And then I'm just going to go ahead and place my cluster back down here in the bottom left where you saw me place it earlier. And so I'm just going to kind of play with, I have some labels that I've punched with some leftover pattern paper from that same collection, and then all of those florals. So even everything I use for this layout mostly is all pattern paper from the collection, and I just am using my punches. I've fussy cut from the pattern paper. So even if you don't have the embellishments or like the embellishment pack from a pack or a specific collection in this case, you can actually just utilize some of the pattern papers, punch out some labels like I've done for my left side cluster, punch or cut out some florals if there's a floral pattern paper. It's a great way to use the collection up and not just have it as pattern paper, but take it and cut it apart, create embellishments. And that is basically it. It's making for a very simple and easy page, but I love the impact that it gives when you just take and utilize your pattern paper and no other embellishments pretty much. So once I have everything sort of in place, I did go ahead off camera and glue everything down. I popped up the photo and some of the florals on some foam so that it does raise it up a bit off the back of the page. So it does add a little bit of interest and dimension as well, because like I said, everything is paper, so that helps. Now, my title for this one is A Ruffled Skirt, and I'm actually documenting the skirt that's around my Christmas tree. And I have been looking for a tree skirt for a while, and I finally found this beautiful ruffled tree skirt in red, because the colors that we use on our tree is red and white and silver, and then that buffalo plaid. And so I absolutely love this tree skirt. So I'm just documenting this tree skirt that I found. I think it was last year or the year before, so I can't remember what year this picture was. It's one of the two. And so this was just a picture of our Christmas tree after it had been decorated. I did pull out some little word stickers from a paper pad there with a Christmas collection. I believe it was a Pebbles collection from last Christmas or the year before. That was really the only other thing outside of the Kaisercraft collection that I used were those word strips. Now, to finish off the layout, I am just coming in with some Nouveau in this gold, and I'm using that to dot the centers of the flowers that you see on my page, and that just adds a little bit of interest and dimension to the florals without adding a whole lot of extra bulk or different sort of elements other than paper to this page. So I'm just going to, I have to glue my letters down. As you can see, they're going all over the place, but I'm just tapping the back to kind of make any air bubbles come out of those Nuvo drops. And so once I have those down, I am just going to take a few puffy hearts, put those down, and with that, we are calling this one done. So here are the still photos, and guys, I will catch you on the next one. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.